Hello again, how are you? Wanted to make another video today about the topic of health. Okay, what is health? Well, health comes from the word whole, right? Being whole. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're already whole. No matter what's going on with our physical bodies, we're already whole, okay? Because we are not just, or if anything, our bodies, okay? And, at some deep level, I think we know this, but we've been conditioned not to know it. And we've been conditioned to think that our bodies are going to turn against us, right? And, we see it all the time. And I don't want to get into that in this video about aging and, what's inevitable, what's not inevitable. We'll talk about that some other time. Because we're all going through our own stuff. Just like the video I made about trauma. We're all going through our own stuff from a health perspective as well, okay? Sometimes that is our trauma. So that's another time. I do, however, want to focus on just health in general, okay? When we have something going on physically that we don't like, we want to take care of before we have to take it to, a doctor, okay? We say, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to sleep better, right? That's great, and that is important. You don't want to put junk in your body, and we all do this to some level. But on the grand scheme, you don't want to put junk in your body. You want to sleep decently, and of course, you don't want to do anything really toxic to the body from a physical standpoint. You don't. You want to stay active, work out, run, whatever it is, jog, walk. Walk is very underrated. So you don't have to be a marathon runner. You could just walk. So that's great and that's important. But here's the thing. That means nothing. That means nothing if you're not healthy here or you're not working on this and you're not working on this. These two things. I'm not talking about your physical brain. I'm talking about your mind. Your mind's not your brain. Did you know that? Yeah. Your mind and your brain. Your mind and your brain. Your mind and your heart. Those have to be worked on first. Because you could do all the running in the world, all the lifting in the world, all the, healthy eating in the world, the clean eating. You could sleep 8 hours a night, like they tell us we're supposed to do. You could detox, go to the health food store, go to the vitamin shop, right? That means nothing if these two things aren't being worked on. Because this is the root of it. It's our energy, okay? We are not physical beings. We're physical beings here. We need this to operate in this realm. But at the root, we're not physical beings. We're energetic beings. Energetic. So no matter what you do, you could do everything by the book. You could, like I said, go to the gym, sleep, eat properly, fast, whatever it is you want to do. But if these two things aren't in sync or aren't being improved, if they're giving you problems, then you're going to continue to have problems. You may delay it, but if you have this and this, acting up in a negative way, stress is inevitable. And I'm a firm believer that stress is deep down the number one root cause of all illness. Maybe not direct, but it's deep down the root cause. And a lot of doctors, allopaths and all that, they're coming around to this. I don't want to get into that battle because God bless them for what they do. I mean, they're unbelievable. But I think a lot of them are coming around to the body is not just the body. We are not just this physical apparatus, right? There's so much more to us. This is just like a small percentage. Because again, we're all coming from this, right? You know what I mean by this, right? The higher source. So when it comes to healing anything, if this isn't right from an energetic perspective, you could do all the healthy, activity and health. You can do all the healthy habits in the world, and it won't mean anything. Or it'll mean something, but not as much at all as it would mean if you were working on the other stuff energetically. That's why you have a lot of health nuts, and I'm not calling them health nuts, Oh, he's a health nut. She's a health freak. And again, I applaud their discipline. I do. But you ever notice how there's a lot of health obsessed people who still have problems, and God forbid, even worse? Wow, they were so healthy looking. They did everything right. What happened? You don't know what's going on in here, you know? And I'll say this, and I want to shout out to RJ Spina. Check him out. Check out his story. What he did was unbelievable. He said something very profound. Being obsessed with your health is just as toxic. I got to remember to look over here. Being obsessed with your health is just as toxic as neglecting it. I'll repeat it again. Being obsessed with your health is just as toxic as neglecting it. Okay? You are just as far away from one end as you are from the other. Now, I know they say everything in moderation. Now, depending on your lifestyle, moderation may not be enough. I will say this from a physical perspective. Moderation may not be enough. You may need to truly cut everything out for a while. Truly cut out all the toxic foods or the toxic habits. But at some point, you got to meet in the happy medium. Okay? You may say, I'm swearing off this type of food, and that's fine. Again, moderation is such an objective term, subjective term. But again, all that's not going to matter if your energy is not there. That's why I say you need to meditate, and this is where sleep does come in, because sleeping, it's not about the number of hours. It's about the depth of the sleep. You can get 5 hours and have really deep sleep and really be better off than someone who does 8 or 9 hours. You know what I mean? Because your subconscious is working out things that you can't do on this in the 3D realm. Okay? Your dreams protect you in a lot of ways. I'm not saying premonitions. I mean, sometimes, rarely, but yeah. But I'm talking about they protect you. They allow you to work out everything subconsciously without getting physically harmed. Okay? But again, we are all multidimensional, energetic beings, more so than physical. Now, the body is important for this realm, yes. But it doesn't mean much if the energy isn't where it needs to be. So that's something that takes priority. So that's all I wanted to say. Be well. Take care.